Sollen wir am Anfang direkt machen. This one. Okay, perfect. And now it should be working. Welcome back. It's the first stream since more than a month ago. So yeah, let me first introduce you some changes to the stream. The first thing is that I will add a topic to the title by now. On Twitch I have to do this manually. On YouTube it will have a topic what we will do in this stream from now. So I will quickly change the topic here in Twitch as well. Because the topic today is the first level design. You have heard right. Even though we kind of missed our own deadline, let me turn the sound a little bit lower. I think the music is way too loud. Could it be? I think so. Yes. Okay, now it should be fine. Yeah, so from now on we will, or I will introduce titles to the streams, which will be the topic of the stream. So today we will be working on the first level design. As you can see over here, I started something already. I started blocking a little bit, but this has nothing to do with anything. But before we move on to the actual work, let me just quickly introduce to you all the changes that have happened since the last month, and it has been quite a few. It's even so many that I can't even remember what it was. So let us maybe quickly open Git and see the commits. Where can I check this? Git changes. Ooh, isn't there any kind of show branches or something like this, or commits? Have you all commits? Ah, there. Okay. So since last month, I think it was 7th of October, we worked. It was the work in progress on the pause menu. I have been working a little bit on a few things. So I fixed the climbing, it seems like. This is uninteresting for you probably. I was working on a pause menu, which I'm not even sure if it's currently in there. Let's quickly try to do it. Yeah, it is. Okay, as you can see, I also worked on the pause menu, which was also pretty much what we did in that stream. I think here I fixed it. Health and Hutch coin display updated. Yeah, what I also did, as you can see over here on the left side, I have the health display, and also when you collect a Hutch coin, you will have an updated screen at the bottom right there. On this part. Can you see my mouse? Yes. So this is also what we did. Actually, I can quickly go to another level where I can show it to you a little bit better. But first of all, why is this? Okay. Yeah. So let's quickly open another level, which will be the police station. This is the hub world, obviously. And in this police station, you will also be able to select the stage. This is also something we have done since last month. So over here, you can go there and you will be shown in interaction symbol, and then if you press it, you can select the level. Yeah, this menu was also something I've been working on during that time, but it's not fully designed yet, as you can see. The pause menu is designed pretty much, but this one is not. Also, in this level, I already collected 3 Hutch coins, but if you get one, it will even pop up, and you will see what you've gotten. Also, what I also did is I have implemented a saving system that will automatically save the current state of the Hutch coins in the corresponding level. So it is saving them with the level name, which will be functioning something like an ID. So if you get a Hutch coin in level underline police station, it will be stored for this level, and it will also be loaded for this level. So if you're interested in anything of this, just write a comment. I might go deeper into it. Otherwise, I will move on. Let's take a look at what has happened as well. Save game improved is what I just told you. This level selection terminal is also what I just told you. UI work in progress, coin display, yeah. Crosshair, yeah. I have been also working on a mechanic that's inside the level, so it's some kind of a gimmick inside this level. Currently it's turned off, but you can see here's the crosshair, and I can turn it off, turn it on. Give me a second. Where can I turn it on? Let me see. Hang on a second. Enter normal state. No, not this one. I need the controller. Mechanic. Yeah. So here's the controller, and over here I can set it to enable. I will just override this. Skip this one. So when I turn this on now, you can see nothing happens. But if I go into a hiding spot and then move out again, you will see a crosshair will follow me and try to shoot me. Also, what I've been working on are some particle effects, and you will see it in a second when a rocket just fires in there. I've been working on these explosions as well, and they will be pretty much used. Okay. They will be used for everything in the future. That includes an explosion. But as you could see, there is a small bug I introduced, which is if the crosshair is getting in the danger state, it turns red, but it never turns white again. So in this case, this was actually working before, but I was splitting up some logic to a controller, and since then it stopped working. But this is not a problem. We can fix that. So what we need to do, to hidden state, okay, this is fine. So what we need to do is actually, it also doesn't shoot again, right? It just does nothing. So we'll fix that really quick, and then we will move on to the actual topic for today. So let's first check. It shoots once, and then it never shoots again. I think the reason for this is that the timer is never resetted. Oh, it does shoot. It's just not resetting the... It's just not resetting the thing. So for this, we will take a look target to follow, which is fine. I can move this over here. We can promote the stir variable. Hutch. So we can do it like this. What we can also do is collapse this into a function. Get Hutch. Initialize Hutch. That's what we call it. And then what we need to do is here we map on if hidden has changed, which is not really interesting to me. What's interesting to me is if it has been shooting something. So we can get this one on timer. Spawn timer. PP rock. Yeah, this is fine. Or do we have to do that? Actually, let's quickly check the rocket spawner. 1 second. Handle on second, okay. So we can take a look at on spawn cycle event. This is what I am interested in. On spawn cycle event. I don't want to call this on spawn cycle. Cycle event. Over here we can bind something to it, but I don't want it like this. I want to bind the function on spawn cycle. Okay, seems like we need to do it like this, and then we can move this over here. Add an event, add customer on spawn cycle. On spawn cycle, we can reset. We can reset that. Or what was it? Actually, can I do it here? Because handle seconds. Ooh, take a look at this. Okay, it seems like it should be working. Maybe. Let me quickly check. So over here, enter normal states and press here. So let's check if that works. But it should work. Give me a second. I think this is never called. We can turn this down. Say let's say 5 seconds. So this is never called. But why is it never called? So on the spawn cycle. So this one is doing something. I think it's inside the parent. So let's check the parent. Start repeat timer. Parent spawn cycle. Should be working. Okay, this does work. What's not working is I think this cast. So we will also put this in here and see if we actually enter this. I think we do. Let's check real quick. No, we never enter this, okay. Let me check this. Ooh, okay. Seems like seems like we have to do it like this. Let's check if that works. Yes, it does. Okay. Perfect. Okay, it does work. So we will remove this and we will call this toggle to function reset crosshair state. Perfect. Okay. Oh, okay. We shouldn't do that on seconds. We should actually do it on begin play. We can test this if it works. Perfect. Hi, Boss Kalakis, how are you doing? I hope you're enjoying the stream. We can do some work together if you want, if you're interested. I just fixed a small bug. We can make a quick commit out of this. Fixed crosshair reset after spawn cycle. Okay, we commit that and we can move on to the next topic, which is actually the first level design. And I'm kind of lost, to be honest, because what I have is now this thing here, a lot of blocks and something I can call a stage. Let me quickly turn that off. You know what? What I can actually do is set this up in a way. This can be removed. We can add a branch here. Branch, and we will use for this is a variable which will be start active or disable on start. Active on start. Or let's call it inactivate on start. I think that's a better name. Inactivate on start. We can make this public. It is on default, it's inactive on start will be true, which is fine. If it is, then we'll do this and we export this to a function and we call this initialize active. How are you doing, Boss Caracas? Please tell me about your day. How is it going? How was your day? Initialize active. Okay, perfect. So when we go in here, we can take a look at the controller, and there we have inactive on start. We can turn this on, and then it should be working. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so the actual topic for today is level design. It took us about, let me check, almost 20 minutes to get to the actual topic, but now here we are, and this might be a little bit more interesting than just watching the code. Let me quickly do another commit here. Setup active for suburbs rocket spawner and start. Okay. Nice. So, the actual topic for today is level design, and the question here is how do we move on with this? Because we have a stage here, or something we can call a stage. Don't think too much about the background. It's just some testing for me. It is based on what Renato has made, but it's actually not final, and I just tried a lot around some stuff to check, for instance, the scrolling and stuff like this, how it looks like. I mean, I could, for instance, put some more of these here, and it might look a little bit better. This looks a little bit weird because it casts shadows, but we can, for instance, turn that off, cast shadow, boop, and then we have no shadows at all. But still, it looks a little bit weird. But it's not really implemented in any way that should look better. I have to take a look at this later on when we do some more serious level designing and to make it look good. But as you could see, what I have just shown you also is the crosshair, and this one is following you in the stage, but also only in some given sections, and when it does follow you, you can hide behind something like this, and it will turn this thing off, and so you will have some spaces that is some safe space for you. That's the idea. Let's see if that is actually fun to play. But until we are there, we need to find a way to do some good level design. So for this, I would suggest that we take a look actually at something that is the base for this game, which is either Megaman or Cuphead. But I think we can skip Cuphead because Cuphead is actually not an inspiration for the level design, but it's more like an inspiration for the gameplay, how the character plays, and the counter mechanic, and also maybe some bosses, but not the level design itself. Those are a lot better in Mega Man, to be honest. And that's why we are going to take a look at Mega Man. Let's see what it has to offer. There it is. Let's log in. We don't need any Black Friday deals. What we need is, what is this? Okay, was also a fine game. I tried from another developer, indie developer. But what we are looking for is this one now. Yeah, let's start it. I will turn off the music so we can concentrate on this instead.
I strongly believe.
So let's see. We can load this save, and let us take a look at, for instance, this one, because this has also a section that's outside. And well, this one as well. Maybe we can take a look at Torchman, but these are all in the dark. Let's Impact Man. I think Impact Man is what we are looking for. So, first thing is you will have a screen that is pretty much undangerous, not dangerous at all. It has some nice stuff in the foreground, it has some nice stuff in the background, and it already starts with these things that already look dangerous. They already look dangerous, so you know when I touch them I will get damaged. So I will try, but they do nothing, they don't fight or do anything. As you can see, it does work, it does some damage. So let's shoot them. One shoot is enough. And then we go in here and see the first enemy waiting, and he is shooting already. So what he's doing is always the same thing. He does nothing until I enter his view. Not his view at all, I mean his radius, and then he shoots. What happens if I am from the other side? He will turn around. So he does turn around. Okay, it also takes only one shot. If I shoot him like this, it just blocks my shot. What happens if I charge? Okay. I think his guard is broken then, and I have a really small time frame to do something. And this is the next one. Once he's in screen, he will start throwing some stuff. Ooh. And he's always throwing, not always the same distance, but he's trying to hit you actually. But also this one has a radius, which is defined. Because when I'm here, he does nothing. But when I jump a little bit, he does something. Okay. And he also takes a lot of shots. I think it was 7 or something like this. Okay, so what we have in this stage is not much. Just a few things, some enemies with some, yeah, some hazards and some yeah, basically some hurdles and some enemies. Nothing you can really die on, but maybe get some damage. And then it goes down. And then a stage gimmick, I think, in this case, starts and an enemy that shoots rockets that follow you. And that's how you can die already. So the second screen already was very deadly. Which makes this game pretty hard, to be honest. This is what I'm not... 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and he needs 6 damage to die. Okay, so I made it. Yeah, this screen was a little bit more dangerous, to be honest. It did introduce a new mechanic, which is these scrolling things here, and a new enemy type, which are the rockets. Yes. Yeah, the first spikes. This is a one screener, just one screen, and you also cannot move back, which is quite interesting, to be honest. Okay. There's nothing else here. We can move on. This was just one screen. And then we have these enemies. I think I already developed something like this in our game. I think most interesting is the level, the layouts. And there's an enemy at the top, which is also trying to throw stuff at you, which you can barely see. And then the thing is, when you're smart and you kill the enemies at the right spot, then you will have it a lot easier. In this case, you can just jump over him. And these are the next enemy types, which is based on the boss actually. They do ooh, okay. I don't know what they did here. I think the further you move inside this area, the more of them will appear. So let us move here, and then you will see, I think the bottom one will not appear at all. Yes, now it's just from bottom to top, top to bottom, and then bottom one will start appearing, and then the one from the right. Okay, so this is a checkpoint. When I die, I will be spawning here. Ooh, another enemy type. Ouch. Yeah, this enemy type was doing some glowing or working construction work on the ground, and once he does that, it will not move away, so it will stick there, and this could potentially cause the stage to be very difficult to. Holy. So as you can see, as long as you're playing a little bit smart, there's nothing that can damage you. And yeah, it's interesting. These level designs are interesting. I'm not yet 100% sure what makes them good. But every screen is very well crafted. Like where the enemies are placed, what the enemies do. Oh, as you can see here, when he does the second loop, it will be very difficult to get over this, past this part without getting damage. So if you are quick enough, then yeah, these are very well placed. So the good thing in Megaman is that when you get damaged, you're not dead instantly. So you will have to do a lot of mistakes in order to lose, except for the pits and these things. But generally, you are pretty much. Hey, what the fuck? Oh, I think I can shoot him back, maybe. Yeah, but the thing is, in our game there will not be any mid bosses, so there will be 0 big enemies like that. Only bosses that are big. And we will quickly go to that place again. Ooh. Yeah, these rockets are brutal. So let's get to the boss again. But as you can see here, the levels are very well designed. Holy shit. How much life do you have, man? So now we can check if no. Yeah, okay. I think we have seen enough. Maybe we can take a look at another stage real quick. We can try this one. Yeah, Megaman has a really great variety of enemy types. I think Yo is still fine. He's trying to poison the waters. So I think we can try to build one of these levels. Quickly block it. Oh no. There can't be one Mega Man level without these water stage thingies. It's also really creatively used in here. Because the water is pushing you in one direction, in this case to the left, but here it will push you also up. And now it will push you right. So you can see the current, the flow current. You can see it. And you have to dodge some stuff while getting pushed. In this case, you can see at the right, there are some stings. Yeah, sometimes the levels or the screens are really simple like this. You know, just one enemy, some stuff jump around, and then you have some bigger sections. So I think we can. I think we can. Vary between those. Yeah, this one was a bigger part, and then you probably have a smaller one, which is just two enemies. Which can be probably killed though. I also have to include some. I also have to include some screen shake into Officer Hutch. Oh, this one was really asshole move. And as you can see over here, when I jump too high, I will die as well. Yeah, these are really difficult parts. But I managed to do it. And this one is as well. Also a very simple. I think I'm supposed to go like this, and then like this, and then move here, and then like so, and then go over here. And we did it. Holy, oh, no, no, no. Holy shit. Ah, fuck. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's move on. We also don't have this mechanic, so I cannot make these cool things. Maybe we might edit it. We have the dodge roll though, but I don't think the dodge roll will suffice to do sections like that, where you have to become small and um, slip through spaces. Okay. Move on. So you can actually stop the ground from getting intoxicated by killing these enemies or shooting their toxins before it gets into the water, which is really clever, to be honest. Very clever inclusion of. Okay, I think we have seen enough. We can move on. We can move on. So what we have just seen is how a level can work, and how can we replicate something like this. So I will try to do something. So if this is the level start, which is I think the position 0 in this case, it is, and what we don't need in the beginning is some hide walls. So the level starts very simple. You do have maybe some stuff like this, and we can also add. Let's go to the levels, and over here we can start with. I also generated some stuff here for the level design. So let's move it over here. Let's make it to 0, and then yeah, that's perfect. Can I move it to the ground? Yes. Yeah. So we can do something like this here. We have to jump over it. Maybe also okay, maybe something like this as well. Which is fine. Can I move it to the ground as well? Let's do it like so, and then boom. Okay. Perfect. I think these are too big. What we can do is we can generate some more stuff. So let's move on to. I think what's missing is a 2 by 2, 2 times 2. What's missing is a 2 times 2. So let's go to modeling, and then we can. What was it? I think it was cube grid. Yeah, something like this does sound pretty neat. So what we need is grid frame origin. No, that's fine. Source actor, no. Grid power 5. Current block size 100. I think what we can do is also something like this. 5, and then we can accept that. Which is not what we wanted. I wanted it to be centered, but this one is not centered. So let's do it another time. Cube grid, then zack, then extend it by 1 and then 2, and then we can go. What is this? Oh. Okay. So the thing is, where can I forgot where I can set it up to be centered. Orientation, show grid, show gizmo. Which gizmo? No, I don't want any gizmo. Nope, don't show any gizmo. Static mesh. World space UV scale. To be honest, I don't think I can set this up here. I have to do it from somewhere else. So where is this generated now? Browse to assets and over here. Okay. You can see. Let's move it in here. To X2. And over here, I should be able to set the pivot origin. So what we need here is solid. This is what I can tell you for sure. The question is, where can I set up the pivot? Where was it? Maybe I have to Google that again. Let's see. Why is it not working? Okay. Check it in ChatGPT. Maybe it does know. Below the common ways, change the pivot for person to generate cube grids in Unreal. If you're generating cubes as instant static meshes, instant meshes do not have individual pivots. The pivot is always the pivot of the static mesh asset itself. How to adjust pivots? No, if each no, I want to. No. This is all wrong. This is not what I was looking for. Where is the static mesh? Load, general settings, advanced. No. Collision. I mean, we can try something out with this if it does block me now. No, it doesn't, which is, if we take a look here, collisions. It should be solid, right? Collision, it doesn't have any collision. What am I doing wrong? It's away and another one here. Still nothing. Collision. Preset system. But it's supposed to be not default. It could be because I didn't save it. Let's take a look. And still it doesn't work. It's always the same here with these things. I always forget how they worked. And then so is actually correct. That should be working. Let's take a look at this. What is this telling me? Collision. It does have collisions set up. So can I show the collisions? Wireframe, visible collision, layer collision. Let's wireframe. It does have something like a collision, which is a sphere, which is weird because let's check this one. This doesn't have any collision set up here. It is using solid in here though. So let me check. Collision primitives. Nope. Collision preset solid, simple, and complex. Now it works, okay. Okay, but the first problem is that it's not centered, and I want it centered. I want this to be centered with a pivot, and gonna forget how I did it. So let's take a look at the details, which is not the correct thing. Input asset data. No. UV. I think I had to do this in here. So let me again try this out. E, and when we have two E's, then grid frame origin. No, this is not what I was looking for. Reference to actor. This. Okay, show grid, show gizmo, grid power, current block. Reset, dummy solid. Oh. Okay. What is this? Yeah, no. No. Let's cancel this. Let's cancel that. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's remove these. It's also grid output. Okay, no. Let's remove these babies. Let's remove this guy as well. Let's update redirector references and then start from the beginning. So we will do something like this. Current block size is 50. This is what we want. Actually, it should be a 100. EE. Ooh. Oosh. No. Why are there so many grids? World grid preview material, I don't know. Which is all wrong. All wrong. 50. No, 100. And then, okay. PPVQ. Let's check. World grid material. That's what I want. World grid material. Okay. 1 and 2. And with this set, Let's see what happens when we build this. So we now build this, and the pivot is still wrong, which is not what I wanted. Cube, grid, Unreal, center, pivot. Could it be? Edit pivot. Ah. Could have been so easy. Again. Okay. Let's go to the assets. Browse to assets, and then we will call this 2x2 solid, and we will move this over to generated. Okay, perfect. Okay, with that said, let's check if the collisions work. Well, they don't. The reason for that is very easy. We can call this slope solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 to 4. 4 times 3 slope solid. Okay. But let's move on to this because there's something wrong with the collisions. I also have a lot of materials here. I don't know why, which is not what I want. I can kick this out. I don't want this. Let's save this and then kick this out. Bro, I don't want this. Okay, whatever. I have to keep it. I don't know why. Yeah, the thing is, we do want some collisions in here, and for this, we cannot use block owl. We will use solid because that's what I want. Simple and complex. What is this? Create both simple and complex shapes. Simple shapes are used. Use simple as complex. Yeah, this is what I want. Use complex as simple. No, I want this one. And it's still not working. The reason is because it probably has no simple collision. We can try it by adding sphere, for instance, and this should work. Yeah, it does. Okay. But we want to make it easy for me, so I will kick this out again. Can I remove this, please? Collisions. Why can't I kick this out again? It shouldn't have any. Okay. I mean, it's gone, but it's still there. I don't know why. Let's save this. Whatever. But what I want is complex as simple. Yeah. I mean, we can improve this, but for now, it does suffice. So when we move this up, we can stick it to the ground with The end button. Yeah, let's move on by doing this stage, the actual stage. So what we can do is we can leave some space to the player where he can walk around a little bit. Okay, I cannot stick it to here. We can move around a little bit and then we can start with some platforming where he has to jump. And actually we can do this a little bit easier for now. And to be honest, I think we can also introduce 1x1 blocks, which would be helpful. So let's go to create. Let's make a cube grid and then like so. And save it. Save and then Xform, it was select. What was it? Edit pivot, and we will do it center accept. And we can move that one as well to this place. Move here. This one is one times one solid. So what we can do is we can go here and set this one to be like so, because we can start with some easy ones where you have to jump a little bit, maybe a little bit more, and then it can start getting a little bit hard, more difficult. Like so, and then we can move this one over here. Which we can start by doing something like this. Megaman also does this a lot, where you have to have some more blocks to choose from. What we can do then is, for instance, something like this. And then we can move on with this. Then something like this. Check this, okay. Yeah, this sounds good. And this is just a small test to see if what I'm doing here actually works. And what we can start doing now is, for instance, including these counter boxes. Counterables, can remove those, and this one can be moved over here, and then we can do something like this. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, let's check this. Not like so. I will just copy this one and then move it over here. Yeah, exactly. And then we can add something like this and maybe also something like this. Move it to the ground and then okay, so when we can playtest this small thing now. But before we do that, let's maybe copy these planes and move them. And move them a little bit. Okay, so we do have something that looks remotely like a stage, and we can playtest this. Let's save it and take a look. So first thing is jumping over some stuff. We can walk a little bit, maybe defeat some enemies. What I forgot is obviously to put in these level. Holy shit. These level boxes. And for this, I will need to do something like this. And then move it to here. Perfect. Then what I can do is move it over here. For instance. And what we need to do is we actually need to select all of these. And move them further to the right. Because what we need to do is we need to copy these two and give him some space where he can actually move over to the next screen. So in this case, we'll do it like this, and then we'll copy this one and put it in here. We'll make this a little bit smaller. Tell him we want a z-axis scrolling. And over here, we will make it a lot smaller. And do this like 800. Something like this. Let's check. This sounds good. Let's put in here some, let's say 500. And put in here 1000. And with this set, we can move this a little bit up. Can actually move this a little bit further up. And what we can do is also think that's enough. And then we can copy this one again and put it in here. And with this, I think this one is actually perfectly fine. And then we do have another one, which is static, and which is also gonna be 500 times 500. Let's say 800 times 500. And this one will be fairly static. And we can move it to fit this. Something like this. Okay. Let's see if that works. What we have done. So we can scroll to the right here, jump over some obstacles, and then move to the next screen. And over here we can jump over some more stuff. And then, yeah, we'll end up in the... Ooh! Yeah, of course, we need to set this one up as well. And what we will do is in collision presets, we will select solid, and inside this one we will use complex as simple. And we can playtest this again. Let's run this in a new editor in full screen so it looks a little bit more appealing to you guys. And yeah, this is how it looks like. And then we have this section where you can... Ooh, okay, this is a little bit more difficult to maneuver. Oh, yeah. It is possible though, but not easy. I did manage it. And then over here there's some more fighting. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it is a little bit difficult to determine how far I can jump. Let's do it like this, and this one. I think this one we can keep it. But what we will do is we will put this one beneath it. So we don't actually die. Okay. Let's give it another shot. Actually, I can imagine that, for instance, here is an enemy and I shoot him and then I move on. And over here are some more enemies, and then we'll get to the next screen, and over here will be one. These are going to be occupied by enemies, and then we have this section. We can put one enemy over here. Maybe another one to the right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's not possible to do it like this, but it is possible to do it like this. Hi. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I got some food, but before I go and eat something, I will continue this screen. Yeah, actually, this is possible. So, I think This is going somewhere, even though this level is not yet completely fine. It does work in some way. Also, what I could do is turning on these things every now and then. So what we can do is we can add some collisions that will check if you enter them, then the enemy will be shooting rockets at you, and if you're outside of it, then if you leave the collision again, then it will be turned off. Yes. But I think that's enough for today. I will eat something now. It's 1.5 hours, I think. I'm not. I forgot about what my timer was. I think 1 hour or something like this. But I will try to do this more often in the future. Currently, we are doing something interesting, which is the level design. So I will try to take you with me on this topic. So have a good day. See you soon.